Hello. So I'm excited to show you this new guitar, new model of guitar. This is called a Sidewinder. So a couple of years ago, I started producing a guitar I called the Nautilus, which had all of the same features as this. And it grew and has been, now I've put it on different guitar-sized, different bodies that I already had from my regular guitars. So my nomenclature is getting really confusing, so I decided to separate them into two groups. This group of instruments with the offset sound hole here is called the comma series, and the ones with the regular round hole are called the period series. So this is the largest of the comma series, and this one is called a Sidewinder. I named it that. All of these, I'm trying to name them with names that are that reflect this curve here, which is this sort of natural, beautiful curve that you find in so many things in nature. And one of the places I found it was in the tracks of a Sidewinder Viper. So, and that also gives it sort of a fierce name, which I like because this is a fierce guitar. This is a 16-inch instrument. I built this for my friend and musical collaborator, Brad Jones, who plays with me in Frog and Toad, so you get to see this played on videos and stuff. This, first of all, you notice it has this really deep sunburst, and this is sort of a tribute. The first guitars I really noticed when I noticed that guitars were not just guitar-shaped objects, when I started viewing them as instruments and works of art, were the old Gibsons of the 20s and 30s, and I loved those really deep, dark sunbursts. I still do. And this is sort of a tribute to that. And I like the idea of this sunburst being on this very traditional looking sunburst on a very contemporary instrument. So this is a 16-inch guitar. So I have the Nautilus, which is the 15, the Aram, which is the 14, and this is the Sidewinder, which is the 16. And I was really excited to have an opportunity to build one of these because I get to put this technology to the test on a big body. And I think, as you heard, it has a ton of power. I also got some other inspirations. Let's see. The idea of, I elongated the scale length, which was a suggestion made to me by Paul Humiller at Dream Guitars. So because Brad does a lot of drop tunings, I put a 26-1 scale on the bass and a 25-4 scale on the treble. So as you can see, it is a multi-scale instrument. But this will give Brad the ability to enjoy all kinds of drop tunings, including ones that drop the treble strings down. They'll still maintain enough tension to have a lot of, produce a nice brassy tone at lower tunings. And of course the bass that this gives the bass strings is quite profound. What else did I do for Brad? Oh, cool little thing for the tuner. I embedded a magnet in the side here. And we put a magnet on one of these Diodario headstock tuners. So this guy can just sit right there. He can stay on in the case, and he's easily removable. I think it reads a lot better here than it does at the end of the headstock, where you have some interference, I think, especially in the lower notes. Sometimes it doesn't read that well. But these are great little tuners. So as I said, multi-scale, elevated fingerboard, which gives you a great access all the way up to, in this case, 22 fret neck. With this cutaway that doesn't depart the fingerboard until the 18th fret. So you can reach up here, no problem. The whole fingerboard is functional. And of course the 3D sound hole and the radial bracing are sort of like what make the comma series guitars special. This having the sound hole over here rather than in the center allows me to use the entire top as a single vibrating member. So in other words, what they call the monopole vibration pattern on this top is huge. And I'm able to divide it up very nicely into little pieces inside with my bracing system, so it produces a very even-toned instrument. The top end is sweet, the bottom is huge, and the 3D sound port, which I call 3D because it actually comes down a little bit into the sides here. So it alleviates the need for a separate sound port, which is a thing I very much endorse in all guitars, is a player's sound port, and it moves it right over here. So you're getting blasted. You're just getting immersed in sound when you play these instruments. This one is made with Adirondack spruce for the top, Brazilian rosewood for the back and sides. You can see nice sapwood set, regular Honduran mahogany neck, ebony for the fingerboard and bridge, and Macassar ebony for the binding, which is really pretty. And this is the first guitar I used Macassar ebony for the binding, and I love it because here on the arm bevel and here in the sound port, you can really see those sort of goldeny, roasty colors of the Macassar. Let me play a little bit more. The thing that's really nice about picking up a 16-inch guitar like this and finding it to have this sound is that the trebles are very full and fat in a way that you would expect in a smaller bodied guitar, and yet here they are on a 16-inch guitar, coupled with the bass that a 16-inch guitar can provide. So that's kind of a nice surprise. So you can hear that really, a lot of times this is a dreadnought sized guitar, and I've just found time and time again on dreadnought sized guitars that the top end is plinky, especially when you get up the fingerboard, which, you know, is a sad thing because it works really well for the most part for bluegrass and for country music if you're just playing down in first position, but you don't get to use this part of the neck. I'm not saying this is true of all dreadnoughts, but it's a prevailing sound. So, what else? I'll play one more thing and then I'll get out of here. This. So happy. So this is the Sidewinder. Thanks very much. Take care.